Hey, welcome back. I'm a guy named Fuzz. This is Defeat the Monster Within. And today we're going to touch on a topic that I have failed to address properly as we've gone through this course. Or this, I guess not really a course on YouTube, but you know, as we go over all these different aspects that I'm trying to cover. But it's the idea of gamification, right? So when I originally started to create Defeat the Monster Within, that kind of became the big idea behind it, was trying to gamify life as a whole. So instead of just gamifying little different things, we would gamify kind of life as a whole so we could really start to advance in life and take big strides. That's the basic idea behind it. And I want to mention I don't really play a lot of video games, so my examples are always going to come back to like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, which I think Grand Theft Auto is actually a really good example when we talk about this stuff. Because we have like the character-player dynamic, right? So we're us and we're outside of the game, but then we are playing as a character that's inside the game. Life is kind of the same thing. Like we're here, we're us, our body. You know, this is just a vessel. This is just our meat sack that we ride around in. But we are the essence of who we are. Is not just our body, right? So our body is like our character that's down here on earth living life, and our spiritual self is like our real person of who we are that's playing the game, right? That's why I think Grand Theft Auto is a really good example, because it's almost like very parallel to what is going on with real life. But the difference that the video game will have that we don't have, or that people typically don't have, is going to be like clear goals and clear objectives. So in Grand Theft Auto, you have like a story mode where it kind of tells you what to do. You go to the guy's house, he gives you a mission, you go do the mission, and then you advance through that and you meet different people that give you different missions till eventually you've gone to all the people and done all the missions, and then the story mode's complete, right? And then after that, the game still isn't over. Just like in the game of life, when we finish some sort of certain task and certain thing we're doing, it's not like life is over. I mean, unless you die trying to do the thing. But the ultimate end game in life is going to be dying. But we have a bunch of other journeys and missions and challenges that go on before that. And it's just like in Grand Theft Auto, when you complete the story mode, then there's other stuff you can do. You can go, there's like all this different like side mission stuff. So you can go try to find all the unique jumps, and then go find all the hidden packages and the different hidden things. And then like in the newer games, there's like all sorts of weird side tasks where you meet people on the street and they have something for you to do. So it can get pretty elaborate. Just like in life, when we complete our story mode, it doesn't mean that our game is over. We still have plenty of other stuff we can do. And now that we've completed this task, the set list of things, our character is better off and more able to go out into the game and just play and free roam. But that is like taking the big goal, complete the story mode is the big goal. And we chunk it down into all these separate little missions, and it's one step after the other, and you work your way through. And so that's something we need to be able to deploy into our real life, and to take our big goals and our big mission and chunk it down into smaller missions, smaller tasks that we can take action on, and we can move and advance through. And as we advance through these missions, we're going to be advancing things in our life. But it's also really helpful to have a point system. So Grand Theft Auto doesn't really have a point system, but you have like your money. As you advance through the game and complete the missions, you get paid for the missions. And you start off and you don't have a lot of money and you struggle to buy the shit you need. If you need a gun for a mission, you have to like go hustle some cash and then buy the gun. But then by the end of the story mode, you've got like unlimited money. You can go in there and buy all the guns and do it 100 times and not run out of money. That is kind of like the point system for Grand Theft Auto. And I mean, that could be considered somewhat of a point system in real life. I think that's kind of a sucky way to look at life, is to say my money is my point system. That's my measure of how good I'm doing. But I mean, depending on how you're making your money, it could be a good measure. If you're doing something that makes a positive impact on people and they pay you for it, then that money meter going up in real life is a measure of you doing positive shit out in the real world. So And I think leaderboards really help, because if you can see where you're at compared to other people, it will inspire you and it'll hold you accountable to say, okay, I want to get to the top of that leaderboard, so what do I got to do? And that's kind of the whole point of gamification in the first place, is to say, instead of looking at it like all these laundry list of monotonous tasks and all the shit you have to do that sucks, it's like, oh, what are the missions I can do that are going to score me the points to get to the top of that leaderboard? But any game has like rewards and punishments, right? So in Grand Theft Auto, if your guy dies, you respawn at the hospital, and it takes some money out of off your money meter. So you died, your guy died, and you messed up, and you got punished by money getting knocked off your money meter. But then there's rewards when you complete the missions. You get paid, your money meter goes up, and it's all through these challenges and quests, right? So you have, or in Grand Theft Auto, it's like the missions. That's kind of how you advance through the game, is through these challenges and these missions and the quests or the journeys or whatever it is. And like I mentioned before, there needs to be some kind of end game. So you're not just going through the missions wondering what'll happen. Like, if you continue on the missions and follow this and go to the next one and do them, you'll eventually reach a point where you've completed all the missions and your story mode for the game is complete. That's something that is kind of like our blueprint of what we need to gamify our own life. We need that idea of the story mode of life, of the big mission, the big thing we're trying to accomplish, whatever our big goal is, and then we can break it down and look at it as a variety of smaller games that we're playing to reach that goal. Okay? And then we can have like power-ups. In Grand Theft Auto, your guy has to eat food. So if your health gets low, you got to eat food. Right? But then there's also, if you just sit there and keep eating food when your guy has a full bar of health, eventually your guy will start to get fat. If you want your guy to buff up or lose the weight, you have to go to the gym. And if you want him to be able to run longer, you got to go to the gym and make him run. If you want him to be buff, you need to go to the gym and make him lift weights. And that's just like in real life. I mean, if you want to be buff, you got to go to the gym and lift weights. If you want to be able to fucking run, you got to actually go and run. If we, instead of look at it like this terrible thing, oh, I have to work out, we look at it like we're trying to power up our dude, We want to boost our character so that he's more capable of completing the missions. So power-ups that we could talk about in real life would be, like workouts, maybe a morning routine, maybe eating healthy instead of eating shitty food. That could be a power-up, a nice healthy meal. Taking your supplements, right? So getting all the vitamins and all the shit your body needs. Boom, that's a great power-up. Or I think facing your fears is also huge. So that's a great way to boost your character and, boost your guy of your player in the game. When you start to face your fears and you're able to handle this shit and get out of your comfort zone, that's going to be huge in advancing you through the missions of your life and the stages of your life that are taking you down the road that you're trying to go. The big idea behind Defeat the Monster Within is to gamify our life. So now, instead of playing a game, or instead of looking at it like we're just trying to complete this list of stuff we have to do, we're playing like a game and trying to take these various aspects of our life and turn them into little games that we can keep track of and score on that will advance us through our lives, right? That's why I think Grand Theft Auto is a great example of this, because even once you complete your story mode, then there's all sorts of, then you can make it your mission to go and find all the hidden packages and to find all the jumps. Like there's these, in that game, there's these special jumps. When you hit them, the camera angle will change, it'll go into slow motion. And then if you do it good enough, it's like, ooh, unique jump completed. And there's like a certain number of these jumps. And if you go into the menu of the game, you can see that there's all these different, there's probably like at least 10 or 15 different side missions it's basically just going out into the game and exploring and seeing what you can find, because that's one of the big cool things about Grand Theft Auto, is it's a free roam game, so you're just out in the world doing whatever you want. So you can kind of go through and complete these missions as fast as you want and just bang them out, mission, or you can do a mission and then go mess around and run people over with your car, or just steal cars and drive them around, or beat people up on the beach. But then there's also the bowling alley. You can go in the bowling alley and play bowling inside the game. So it's like very trippy how much it parallels with real life. And if we start to view our life like a game just like that, then it starts to kind of give us more direction and more purpose with what we're doing, because now we have a set mission that we're trying to accomplish, and we have certain action steps that we need to take to get there. So now we know exactly what we're doing instead of just kind of wandering aimlessly through life. So I think it's important to treat life like a game. It also helps to lighten the mood, you know? When we take everything so serious, it's like it wears on you after a while. And that's how you really get depressed and bring you down and like just kind of sink you down into the mud, you know? I think treating life like a game and really embodying that, and not just saying it and going through the motions, but really kind of almost in a weird delusional sense of believing we're really in a game. Because I mean, we kind of are. We have our self, that's us, the essence of who you are, and then you're down here riding around in this body, and none of us are going to get out of it alive. So it's like it's going to end, and we will it's not like we're going to unexist just because our body died. So anyway, I don't need to go getting crazy off down that rant, but I think when we treat life like a game and really embody that, it kind of lightens the mood and helps us just to cope with the stresses of life, and it helps us to have fun and enjoy our life, and it also gives us that direction and that purpose and that sense that we're doing something. So I think that's pretty cool. If you think that's cool, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe, all that jazz, tell people about it, share it. I'll see you soon. Keep kicking ass.